This is an Avocado Media presentation.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Flight 002 to Africa. Flight time will be 10 hours and 45 minutes, cruising at an altitude of 40,000 feet. For your listening pleasure, there are 12 channels. So with your relaxation, enjoy some cool vibration.
Welcome to the Greatness Game. Do we even do intros for this thing?
Nope.
We don't do intros.
Yeah, the intros are stupid. No, they're not stupid. We just don't do them. Yeah.
How you doing, guy?
I'm good, man.
You good?
We did our first episode last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, last year.
And it keeps taking me to like a Vic Mensa song, like a lot's been going on since.
Yeah. A lot has happened in between, man. But yeah, so what are we talking about today?
I don't know, man. First of all, it's Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you
This
too,
is the 7th of January
2022.
How does it feel like for you? How's your year started off?
It hasn't registered yet.
It hasn't.
I'm doing that thing where like you're trying to write the date.
Hiding trauma.
Right? It hasn't registered, but I think 2021 was a good year, man.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that, there were a couple of friends that I lost, I think I lost about 2 friends, maybe 3 last year.
Do you feel like that's like we're at the age now?
Eesh,
where like people are like dying?
I don't think we're supposed to be at that age. I mean, like it's...
Are we? Life expectancy in Africa,
yeah,
you know where you at.
We're dying so young. I remember when I was burying a good friend of mine, Felix, last year, and I was looking at him, right? When he was in the casket and whatnot, and I'm looking at him, and he looked, because him and I were roommates at CBU.
Yeah.
Right? He looked like he was just sleeping, right? Like you can just slap this guy, and he'll wake up. Like dude, you didn't have to,
Did
so
you slap him?
It was.
I'm just asking.
I was almost there, man. Almost did it. Yeah. So it felt strange, but I lost another guy, another friend of mine, like maybe 3 months later, and it was like, okay, maybe this is what's going on. Because even at the beginning of this year, I was saying, before we switched on the mic, that a friend of mine died exactly on the 1st. Road accident, dude passed away, and it didn't feel the way it felt with Felix dying, because now it's like maybe that's where we are.
That's what's happening.
Yeah. Not a couple.
That's what I meant by maybe we're just at that age where we're more aware of the people who are dying around us.
Yeah.
It's not like it wasn't happening before.
But then,
we're just more aware. We're at that age where it's a real thing. It bothers you now.
Yeah.
Like it makes you look inward.
Uh-huh.
When somebody around you dies.
I'm still trying to figure out what that is. Because a lot of people say like when that happens, it changes something in you, right? And I can feel maybe there's something changing, but what is it exactly?
I don't know. I think it's just your perspective
on life.
Yeah, on the things around you, especially like, for example, as a Zambian artist, right? Your life is already pretty different from the average life, right? Now imagine you navigating this, right, through that sphere, right? You're still the guy who has to, take pencil to paper.
There's that sense of like urgency, right?
Now you got to do it.
Like my homies are dying, right? Maybe I'm next, and I had all these things lined up. Now I have to do all those things like in a short period of time, just in case I'm next.
How do you feel about that? Like the calendar that greatness puts on you, like the self calendar. Like, yo, I'm this great, but I don't know whether time or my mortality is going to allow me to see it.
Yeah.
And now you're like rushing, like, yo, I gotta do this shit now. I gotta, because I feel like in the next 5 or 10 or whatever number it is of years, you may not be here to do it.
remember in the first episode we were talking about how, like, you know, it would probably take like a long period of time for you to actually get to that point of like your ideal greatness, right? You know, others might look at you like, oh no, you know, you've been great, right? But to you, like you're looking at it like, okay, I have like maybe 10 years to go, 15 or something like that, because I have to reach this level, then that level, then hit that point, then that point,
whatever,
right?
Yeah.
But then when you start thinking about death, you're like, I don't have that time. I don't have that luxury. Now
it's a dice that I don't
have
control.
to hit everything all at once. You know, I think that's how it makes me feel. Yeah. How do you see it?
It's
like, do you think you've done everything? Like, if you died today,
I feel like I'm on 30%.
Yeah, there you go.
I feel like I'm far from
I feel like
anything
I'm on
that I
5.
ever dreamt of doing when I was in the 9th grade. I feel like I'm only 30% there. Like, this is still like, you guys haven't seen a single damn thing. You know what I mean? And yeah, there's always that. Like you were saying, the crossing over into the new year. Since we last spoke, for me, it was also a little bit of a tumultuous period.
Right.
You know, with the loss of my mom. And just re-navigating the world, recalibrating yourself, and trying to see, like, can I even write anymore? You know what I mean?
Right.
Is it safe?
I'll tell you something about the same urgency, right? I also thought about like our podcast, like the first episode that we did. now this is not to bring you any bad luck or anything, right? There was like a thought that just came in. I was like, what if this nigga died, right?
What if this nigga dies before we put this shit out?
Before we put this shit out, right?
Who knows? I mean, it can only make it more valuable.
Right.
That's all.
Like, Critic and I recorded this, but
then he died.
Yeah, he died.
This is strange because we're saying this in a room with my kid brother, and he cannot fathom the thought.
There's a gentleman I once worked with, and you know, we had traveled outside of the city and whatnot, and then when we were coming back to Lusaka, he stayed behind, right? But I had forgotten what do we call it, a tablet or something like that. Then I called him and I said, you know, why don't you carry that for me? I'll come pick it up at your place, all right? And he was like, oh, cool, no problem. So he got it. He came to Lusaka. Then he was like, when are you gonna come get this?
Pick up your item.
And I said, I'll come and get it in 2 days, right? The next day, he was pronounced dead. Yeah. You know, and that was so crazy. That was so crazy. So with that came the thought of like, what if, you know, what if that happened? So like, it's a very strange feeling, like with death and how it affects your artistry, is that you start thinking, maybe I haven't done enough. You know, what if I die today? Because you, as an artist,
I mean, it produced one of the greatest albums for me, in my opinion, hip hop wise, College Dropout. Right, Kanye West was recording an album. He went through an accident, thought that he was about to die, felt like his renewal on life was a second chance, and since then, just decided to go for the gusto. Right. You know, it also has like artistic value. Yeah. 50 Cent. Right. 50 Cent nearly got killed, and then he became 50 Cent.
Right.
Tupac got shot at Quad Studios,
and then he became aggressive.
And then he like snapped and tapped into a fifth gear. That, you know.
Exactly. So sometimes I that's how I feel. Like, okay, if I don't want to die, and then like I just, you know, I'm buried and that's it. You know, I should have done something. Like, where if I died,
something you can be remembered by.
Exactly. You know, and I don't think I've reached that point yet. At least you're at 30%. I feel like I'm at 5%.
Yeah, but for me it's like a game. It's like, you know, when you're downloading porn and
I don't know about that.
For real?
No, I really don't.
Right.
Yeah.
So when
Tell me about it.
When I'm downloading porn, so when I'm downloading porn, right? Sometimes it is false percentages,
Right.
Right, where it goes like it says like you've got 1 minute to go, and you're ready, bro. You got your lube out and everything ready, right?
Yeah.
And then it just jumps to like 24 hours to go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like the internet just dips and it's like now you gotta wait for 20, and that's how I look at life. It's like you might think like, yo man, this has to happen in this time span,
right.
And then life does it, man. No, you still got 24 hours to go on this particular thing you've been waiting on, and blah blah blah.
That's what happened to me when my mother passed away. You know, big mama's boy, right? Lazy as fuck, procrastinating at every single point, right? And
I feel like someone has sent you.
Right? So now my mother passes away, and it was just like boom. Because even when she was ill, right? Because she was battling cancer, right? I still was like, she will survive. But then she passes away, and then the first question I asked myself, like, what the fuck? How am I gonna survive this? All right, and that's when I actually started taking my art seriously. Yeah, when she passed away, because when she was around, I would just be like, whatever. I do this for fun.
Yeah.
But when she passed away, that's when so it was almost as if life was like, dude, you think you've got
you're
5 more years?
You're good.
All
No,
right,
you're not good.
Let's do this in a week. How about that? Yeah. So
you're given the urgency.
Exactly. So with every single death, that's what happens to me. It's like I just feel like, okay, I need to. So like with those, with the guys that passed away last year, and this guy that passed away this year, I just feel like, I feel like I should do what I wanted to do in 3 years and a year. You know.
You know how I feel like, especially with regards to my work. I feel like it's cool. One of my favorite lines on 50's first album is like, if I died now, I'm happy how my life turned out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, I grab every day. You know what I mean? And that's for me. That's the joint. Like at the end of the day, if I make it through the day, I'm like, yeah, I'm happy we clapped today. You know, it's cool because I'm happy that there are these albums that I left, there are these things that I left.
Right.
Yes, the work is incomplete, but I'm happy it's there.
So if someone put a gun to your head and said,
I blew my shit up.
no, you're about to die, like beg for your life, would you?
Fuck you.
You wouldn't beg for your life.
Yeah, nigga, suck my dick.
So you wouldn't have that thing where like you're thinking, shit, I've got some shit to do.
Look, man.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I bet within human nature, I would be, no, please don't kill me. You know what I mean? But should he refuse my begs for mercy and he shoots me, I don't think
You're
my
cool
last
with it.
thought would be like, yo, I didn't do what I wanted to
So
do.
you're cool either way.
I'm good either way, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm on a spinning rock in the middle of nowhere and
No,
I got
so-
to be critic, bro. Like, that's cool for me.
But I'm asking that question because I feel the same way. I don't think that I've done enough yet, but I'm still happy with how life has been.
With where you at.
Yeah, you know, with how life has been, with the people that I've met, and just the whole fucking thing. I'm cool with it. Such that if someone put a gun to my head and beg for your life, I'd be like, fuck you.
Like, hey, man, shit.
If you want me to beg, then put that gun to maybe someone I love or something like that. But for me, I'm cool. You know?
I would ask him for a beer and something else.
Yeah.
That's all. Like, that's all. That's my last request. Like, yo, man, look, if you're really if you're really been sent here, and this is your job and you gotta do this today, then yo, just give me 15 minutes.
Now, I don't think you should ask for a beer. Ask for your phone so that you can clear your browser or something like that.
No, that's cool, man.
Yeah?
I'm not worried about my phone. Man! I'm not worried. Like, people feel like their phone browser is something to be afraid of. That everybody does what you're afraid of on your phone browser.
Yeah.
It doesn't worry me at all. Everybody, these people who wear suits and pretend to be human, everybody does the same thing.
Right.
Everybody goes to the same category of porn, bro.
Speaking of, death, right? Since we're keeping it dark and all that.
I thought we were speaking about porn, but yes.
We're gonna get back to that. You remember when Dave died, right?
Yeah.
You remember that, right?
Yeah.
And he did like how many songs? Like 3?
So I'm the person who lives in a bubble. I was conversant with one of his songs. I don't know what his like career trajectory was, but I think he was on the up and coming, and he had an album in the works.
Mm-hmm. Everybody keeps saying that if he didn't pass away, he would have been like big and whatnot.
Oh, you've come to play today.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, right?
Yeah.
If he didn't pass away, it would have been big, right? Mm-hmm. And this is what is said about everybody. But like, do you think that's true? You know,
man, here's what it's what comes with you gotta respect the dead. That's in that folder.
Right.
There's a folder called Respect the Dead. Mm-hmm. They could have been great.
They could have been great.
Man, and it's okay. Give them that,
man. Go some minerals.
Yeah, man. Give them
6 feet under and all that stuff.
Yeah, man. This was said about every person who participated in anything.
Yeah.
They could have done the next. They were working on the next thing that was good. Yeah. You know, who knows?
You know what people are gonna say when you die?
What?
It was one of the greatest MCs and whatnot. That's not the shit. There are some people that say that shit, but you know, mostly like I think you've become like very familiar with like people just dissing your ass on social media, bro.
Not really.
Then they're gonna be playing your songs and all that shit.
People actually kind of love me now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I feel more love than hate now.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Especially after the last episode. I've been focusing more on like people who talk about the positive things.
Yeah.
And I think as of 2022, I feel more love than hate.
Right.
I'm cool, man. It's fine. It's good. Yeah, someone can dislike me. I'm no longer in a space where if you dislike me, I have to come and murder your entire family. You know. I saw some. There's a friend of mine, best friend of mine, who passed away in 2014, and there was some niggas that used to, that used to mess with him, right? Yeah.
When he was alive, when he passed away, these are the same niggas who would say this nice stuff about. I felt very angry about that, you know, because I know that there's such a thing as respect for the dead, but I feel like respect for the dead should also be if you never fuck with them,
then don't fuck with them
when they're dead.
I'm with you there. 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't. This is what I have a problem with people saying the RIP waves. Mm-hmm, right. Mm-hmm. There's some, and I know it's a very nitpicky thing to say, but there's some instances where I know that you like mans really didn't like you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like mans really didn't. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's a reason you didn't go to the funeral.
Exactly.
You know, and you're like a RIP. There's some parts where but on the flip side of that, recently I used to condemn people who used to say, hey, my person just died on social media, and like lament on social media. Until recently, when it was my turn. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And in that moment, I totally got it. I totally got like talking about your grief on social media. I totally understood.
Damn. Well, back to porn. So,
so yes, Alexis, Texas. I joke. Yeah. Recently, I've been looking at I look at the Zambian entertainment sphere from a very interesting perspective. Right. I like to look at it as, it's a comic book. We're playing characters, all of us, and
and the character that you're playing right now.
Ignore me for a second.
Nah,
we ain't talking about me.
I'm gonna come at you, man.
All right, yeah, let's go.
The character that you play. I saw this. I was looking at this. There's a photo that you posted where you're walking into the distance, and then it's a wide shot, and we can hardly see. It's just a figure, right? You're walking into the distance, and
young Jesus.
You know what I mean? I'm like, that's niggas is playing that. Oh, I'm so peaceful character and shit like that, making us feel like we are so troubled. Some of us,
You know, when I look at
is that really where you are, or you just
when I look at all those pictures, I look at myself as the smudge in those pictures. The reason I post those pictures, like if I'm walking in a beautiful forest, is for the forest, it's not for me. You know what I mean? Like I'm still a low down, dirty scoundrel,
right,
that wants to be a bit. You know what I mean? But the picture itself, like me, as disgusting as I am, got to walk here, got to look at this greatness.
Because like people do some strange things, like when they're about to die or something. I'm telling you, they post poems.
Yo, you keep going to this dying shit.
Wait, hold on. You're the one who said let's talk about death and shit, right?
About grief. I'll talk about grief.
We're talking about grief and death.
Yeah.
Like people do some strange things, like they
Before
post
they're about to
poems
die.
there, like they post all this stuff, right? And they post pictures a certain way.
Here's a trick.
The way you do it.
Now that we're here, here's a trick. That's how I just live my life.
Right.
I always live my life like I'm about to die. Like, you know what I mean? I live my life in such a way that if I died at any time, my timeline would be fucking lit.
Right.
Like niggas would be like, this nigga knew.
He knew.
Yeah, that's just
all those
that's just
quotes
who
and
I am.
whatnot. Yeah.
I just be thinking about your my nigga when's the night, you know what I mean?
I do the same thing actually. Low key.
Life is fragile.
But I always look at like what's the last, like if I die today, like what's the last post I put up? Like I wanted to be a little bit poetic, like maybe I knew that this was gonna happen.
I want the opposite. I want it to be something so obscure like bums. You know what I'm saying? Like so I want it to be something so obscure that because that's my view of this entire thing.
Right.
There's no point to any of it.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So even me putting bums, what I want on my epitaph, what I want on my grave is no.
Have you noticed like Zambians are very like, is that the right way to live though? Like the because I was thinking about that just like yesterday. Like there's no point, where you don't take yourself seriously and you're just like, fuck it and whatnot and stuff like that. And it seems like Zambians find people who got that attitude to be weirdos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
But there's a reason for that.
What's the reason?
I think because we are raised to be similar. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We're raised to be part of a whole. And when you are not part of that whole, you seem to be an opposition of that whole.
Right.
And that's where that comes from. So recently I've learned to understand. I used to fight with it. I used to fight with the fact that people didn't like me. You know what I mean? Why don't you know?
Since you took it as a joke,
yeah.
like you've really like calmed down the whole fucking thing. You know what I mean?
No, and I totally understand. Like, it's just their perspective. I could be a totally terrible person to somebody else.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm me to me. But it doesn't mean that I didn't slap you. I slapped you in defense of me. So to me, that was a great action. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to you, this was trauma and,
There's a person who once told me, right? Obviously female, tells me, you're a piece of shit.
Curious about the obviously.
Cause no guy is walking around telling another guy you're a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Well,
what's your experience? Sir?
Tell
us about it. Tell us your experience.
You ain't my daddy.
Right? So this female tells me you're a piece of shit, right?
Yeah, but niggas don't say.
Yeah, niggas don't say that.
Say
You're a piece of shit. You're a dick. You're a douchebag, right? So I'm like, did I ever portray otherwise?
That I wasn't.
I am a piece of shit. You know what I mean, right? So
I'm of the opinion we all are.
Yeah, we actually share. We have something in common there, right? The problem that a lot of people have, especially in Zambia, is that they first, create this idea that they are perfect. Then they start believing the idea, such that it bothers them so much when someone can see through the bullshit. You know what I mean? So even with artists and whatnot, especially on social media, when someone can see through their bullshit, right? They get they get static, right? So like when you start like just going through this whole thing and just going, listen, we can laugh together, right? If you hate me, I probably hate me
cool.
too.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Don't be mad.
Right?
It's not the end of the world. Chill out.
Yeah. So the reaction people are looking for when they go, "Fuck you, critic." They're going, "Why do you hate me so much? Love me, please."
Yeah, but that's why they should also be anonymous, so that if I can't find where they live, I can't burn down their entire house.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
No, would you get bothered if someone said, "Fuck you, critic"?
I get bored.
Right.
That's my thing. I get bored. So one day when I'm bored, I might be bored enough to get bothered.
How about you say that to my face?
Yeah, I'm like, that guy once said that. Hey, why does he do festival? They are flammable trees. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of things. But no,
Right.
that's me joking. However, speaking of reactions, I would like to discuss a lady who has been terrorizing the internet.
Oh my God.
I love
Oh
her.
my God.
I love her. I love her.
I was hoping you wouldn't go current issue and whatnot.
No,
Who are we
we gotta
talking
do
about? Who is
It's gotta
that?
be Mutale Mwanza.
Oh
Who the fuck
my
else?
goodness, bro. Come on.
Who the fuck else?
Come on. Come on.
Who the fuck else? We gotta go there.
Nah, not
Why
here.
not? Why not?
I think she's had enough of what she wanted.
No, but she hasn't had any of this.
Really.
This is interesting.
Right.
Because like everybody else is discussing the other shit.
Right.
Right? We are talking about entertainment and her entertainment value.
Right. Please don't tell me you're on her side on this one.
I love what she's doing.
Oh goodness. Jesus.
I love
Christ.
everything she's doing. Do you know why? Because you have to factor in your environment.
Right.
Right? Number one, factor in your environment such that after Super Shine investment and all that stuff, people started selling the acclimatized to your climate, basically, right?
Right.
So she knows that Zambians easily get prodded by what she does.
Right.
She's a brand. She gotta sell things.
No.
You know what I'm saying? She gotta
like that.
sell things. She gotta make some money.
I'm gonna use you as an example, right?
Don't no. I'm nowhere nearly as fly as she will ever be.
How the fuck are you gonna understand this?
No. It can't be
Okay,
me.
right.
It
So,
can't be me.
Every single person.
Let's
keeps
use
saying-
you as an example.
Every single.
Let's put some titties on you.
Okay. Let's use me as an example.
You got the titties.
Okay. Right. Every single person keeps saying controversy sells, and I agree, it does sell. But do you know what sells better? Good content. Good content, right?
But in the absence of good content,
Listen. Let me even give an example of alcohol, right? You can choose to work your ass off, right? Earn money, and buy yourself a bottle that's worth 1,005, let's say, right? And it's gonna give you a good high. Probably won't get you high very fast. You have to, sip slow and whatnot. But it's gonna be fucking good, right? But you have to work for it and whatnot. Or you can go the easy way out and get yourself like a 10 kwacha, get the junta, drink that bad boy, and you're going to be as high as someone who's sipping. Right, the quality of the highness is not going to be as good. So when you pick good content and controversy, right? Controversy is the easy way out of gaining attention and followership, right? Good content is something that you have to build over time.
do you think there can be good content that can be controversial?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Mutale Mwanza is the good content that's
No,
controversial.
man, no.
And let me explain.
There's no
this.
elaborate.
And let me explain
I
this.
don't think there's any like
Let me
genius
ask-
behind.
Let me ask you this question.
Right.
What do you think her point is?
What's her point?
Yeah, her entire point as a brand. What do you think her Mutale Mwanza's point is?
Her point is to cause a stir.
There you go.
Okay. All right. So okay, fine.
Here we are stirring.
I cause a stir, right? I
Yeah.
cause a stir. So when I cause a stir and I go, okay, you know what? Who is Mutale Mwanza and why is everybody else talking about her, right? So then I go to her page, and I go to her show.
But why do you
And I
go to her page?
Wait. I go because of the stir, right?
Why do you go to
wait,
her page?
Wait.
You're
I go
falling
there.
for it.
Wait. I go there, right? I go there. What do I find? What do I find? Do I find good content or do I find nothing?
You find brands being sold.
No, bro.
You find what you get because you
No,
fell
man.
for it.
You can't tell me.
Listen,
that,
man. If Mike Tyson bites Evander Holyfield's ear off,
It means
And I'm
Mike Tyson
watching
can't box.
Listen, and I'm watching.
And in that moment, I'm telling
Follow
you.
me now, and I'm watching it on pay-per-view.
Right.
This was a very entertaining moment, right?
Was
if
it?
I'm not into boxing, I'm not going to start now finding out who is Mike Tyson.
Yo.
Do you get where I'm going with this? Her
Her
business is not to be an authentic brand to you. Her business is to keep your attention.
How did you figure that?
Because I can see it.
Is that in the description of is it
No, I just think it's an easy path to sell to the brands she's selling to.
That's well. Here's the thing, and I'm gonna
It's
call out.
obvious
I'm gonna
business
call out.
marketing
I'm gonna
sense.
call out, and I'm gonna call out all the marketing departments in this country.
Jesus
all right?
Christ. We're about to start a war now.
I'm gonna call out all the marketing, departments in this country. You people have some really. I don't want to use like a very strong
What you're
word.
going to say is fucked up ethos.
No. You people have got some really not thinkers in your departments.
Hey.
All right? Because what you don't understand is that
Jesus.
someone can have 200,000 followers and the engagement is fucked up.
And be a person who just like shoots things into a
Exactly. Right. So 200 the way social media works, especially Facebook, is that if you've got 200,000 followers, it doesn't mean that you're reaching 200,000 people. It's your engagement that matters. You can find that someone who's got 20,000, for example,
And none of that goes
has
nowhere.
a bigger engagement than you. So these people that are using controversy to gain followership are relying on the fact that marketing departments are not thinking through that, right?
And I can see why you're going at the marketing.
Right? They're not thinking
departments,
through
'cause
that.
That's who's falling for it.
Exactly, they're following.
That's
Oh,
what's
I've
good,
got 3,000, 300,000.
It works.
But 300,000 are people who are just there. Like 90% of people are there for gossip.
But also, don't
Right?
you feel like what
they're
she's
not buyers.
doing is also just on a spectrum, just still entertainment?
Nah, man.
You don't feel like she's entertaining?
I am not entertained.
I am so entertained by her. I'm like that. What was that thing that happened during the
Right.
Diamond TV award things?
When she dropped the F-bomb and whatnot.
Bro, what is this word F-bomb?
Yeah. Fuck.
What is F-bomb?
Fuck.
You see, and there within F-bomb lives Zambia. Lives the people who are very outraged. Within the people who have got, I don't know where they find the
But
strength
this is
to
coming,
say the phrase.
This is coming
F-bomb.
from someone who's been told several times.
Yo, bro, have you ever been to an award ceremony?
Wait.
Listen, let's
Wait.
not go far. Have you ever been to an award ceremony?
Physically? No.
Yeah. For real?
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
Why would
Have
I
you
go
been
there?
to any of these fancy schmancy events?
I have, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Were you drunk?
I was.
What the fuck?
Listen, I've performed.
You know how it
No,
goes?
I've performed before, and I'll tell you this. All right, I'm not far removed from the idea of causing some sort of something so that you can, at a party or something, so that it can be less boring. I was at
No. I don't think she did that because it would be
Wait.
less boring. I think she did that because she was drunk.
I was
That's it.
at no. I was at an album launch, right? And I noticed that
Which
everybody
album?
else.
Photo album?
No, album launch, like music.
I'm just messing with you.
Dude, you almost got me there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So you know what I did? There's actually a photo of me like lifting Mumbayachi. You saw that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, lifted Mumbayachi, and I
Are you
told.
talking about the Tilo launch?
Yeah. So I told Mumbayachi, I whispered in his ears like, "Yeah, let's do some crazy stuff." He's like, "Yeah, let's do it." So I lifted him, and we went to dance as I lifted him. Right? Yeah, people do that stuff, but all I'm saying
I'd
is
like us to pause for a second. Don't you think that's weird?
me lifting Mumbayachi.
No. You lifting Mumbayachi is fine.
right.
But you lifting Mumbayachi for the purpose
Of
doing some shit.
because it was boring. I was a little bit drunk, and it was kind of boring.
So now I see. Now I think I see why
But-
you hate Mutale Mwanza.
No,
Because she's the competition.
Dude, come on.
She's the fucking competition. Yeah.
That will be edited out, all right?
No, but think about it. You guys did the same thing.
No, we were just having fun. It was a party.
So was
It was a party. No,
She
it
was
was a
drunk.
party.
It was a party.
No. You were talking about. We're talking about two different things. All right. The whole the award ceremony and all that stuff. Maybe that's separate, and then there's the the Tivwange show, right? So what's the content of Tivwange show? Like,
So now
have they failed to
example,
actually produce good content that they have to run to?
Let's jump
like
on to
Mutale Mwanza
right now. So I'm biased about that because first of all, I love Esther Chungu. She's my homie.
I love everyone on that.
I did not appreciate the manner in which she was handled by by the person I've been advocating for the last 10 minutes. I did not appreciate that shit at all. Because, like, you know, she's like...
I think it was scripted, you know.
I hope it was.
I think it was scripted. I think that, you know, they knew what they were talking about.
For real?
They probably knew that they were going to, you know, it reminds me of the time that Dope Boys, Bapele, had walked out and they were almost fighting with Showstar. I don't know if you ever saw that interview. It went viral as well. So people now started saying, "Oh, the dope boys, these kids are uncultured."
You know, in the
and
time
whatnot.
of coronavirus is not necessarily
right,
the
exactly.
best.
Yeah. So now I could tell that it was
scripted.
It was scripted, you know, because the guy who was managing the dope boys was a friend, is still a friend of mine. So he told me like, "I know that was a joke." So I feel like this was scripted as well. I feel like a little jab. It wasn't that much of a jab to me, really.
I mean, if it is.
I think they didn't expect that the Zambians would take it to the like Christians versus non-Christians, believers versus non-believers.
You know, actually, I was one of the people who fell for it.
You fell for it?
Now that you
I
say
didn't.
that it may have been scripted, I have thought of that for the first time in my life.
I didn't.
Because I was ready to throw punches.
If you fell for it, if a lot of people fell for it, it means that it was a good thing.
It was good.
It was a good script.
It was good. Good for you. You see, I'm still on your side, Mutale Mwanza.
But still, like, is that the overall content for the show? Right. Is what I'm
Most definitely.
Right.
Most definitely. They need something to spice it up. My homegirl got all the fire points, and now she's coming 22. What is 2022? I actually recently have been just living for. I love television that pushes the envelope.
That's not pushing. Come on, man.
In the society that we're in,
you're giving too much credit
to her,
to Mutale Mwanza. That's not pushing the envelope.
Man, nobody else had the balls to do that. Nobody else does things like that. Remember when Rough Kid used to do this? At award ceremonies, remember when this used to happen and it was Rough Kid? And we'd be like, what's he doing? What? It takes balls.
You don't remember that old ZNBC clip from the 80s or something, maybe the 90s, like early 90s, late 80s or something like that, where the anchors, the news anchors were arguing about
19 kwacha.
90 kwacha or something. Is it 19 or 90 kwacha?
90 kwacha, 19 kwacha, I'm not sure.
That was also scripted, so it's been done. You know, like it's not new, so it's not, nobody's pushing the envelope here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you'd see, but I get
nobody's pushing the envelope.
I hear what you're saying, but I think she's
breaking the fourth wall on a show is not pushing the envelope. There's nothing new to it. There's no creativity to it. Everybody's been doing that. Every time they feel like, oh my God, we are losing numbers. Oh, let's try to break the fourth wall. Yeah, let's break the fourth wall.
But see, that's what I don't think she's doing. I think she's doing that by just being her. She was drunk at the show, and that shit. You know what I mean?
I think that's her being her. I feel like that's her thinking that's what she needs to be in order to bring in the numbers. That's what I think. All right.
I just want to blame it on the alcohol.
Right.
That's all. I just want to say that there was a lot of alcohol. There's a lot of alcohol at such events.
Right.
And I think people get cooked.
And
I've been at such events with cooked people. You know what I mean? With people who are so cooked that they couldn't get on stage.
Right. Have I ever been that drunk? I don't think so.
For real?
I've been on stage drunk before, but I don't think I was ever that.
Stars, celebrity stars, they're asleep in the aisle.
Olimbi ka junta, in fact, right? And juntas fuck you up, don't they? right. But never acted out of character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I've been with the niggas who was they drank 16 cellar casks before the award ceremony, and
who knows what else they take? You know what I mean? Maybe, right? Who knows
maybe, yeah.
Right?
That's none of my business. But I can what I'm trying to get to is I can totally understand being at such an event and being inebriated and being hype. You know what I mean? And also after winning, feeling your shit. You know what I mean? Nobody's mentioning that she had just won the award.
Right.
Feeling your shit and being on a cloud and being like, none of you are as controversial as I am. In the games of controversy,
Right.
You've got nothing on me.
You know what? I'm just getting bored with it. Actually, all the stunts, I'm getting bored. All the stunts, all the controversy, I'm getting bored.
Yeah, but don't you
Somebody
feel like
just
that's
gives-
because you're from an area of art that largely involves just doing the thing and leaving people to?
You are from there as well, right? And I was gonna give you
But I was
an
doing
example,
porn before hip hop.
dude. I would have seen your ass, all right, by now. Jesus Christ! I mean, let's.
I like where this is going. That's all I'm going to say.
The thing is, I was gonna say that, right? I was gonna say that if you're gonna do some silly stuff like that, right, and you grab my attention, I better find something serious. Like, for example, if I see a critic posing nude in the bushes, like, okay, who the fuck is this guy, right?
What's going on?
And I click on you and I find dope music. I'm like, I'll instantly become a fan.
So you're saying you'd have been mad if you had clicked on that picture and found nothing.
I would have
And
been.
found out I'm just an on.
You're just an on, just trying to grab
As
attention
I
for
really
no
am.
reason,
As I really
right?
am.
Because every now and then, if you've got dope shit, you can do something silly to grab people's
But at
attention.
that time, I
when
was
they
just
come
being
over.
an on.
Huh?
At that time, I was just being an
Ah,
on. There was
fuck
no
off,
music.
fuck off,
Did you
bro.
see any link?
Fuck off, right?
There was no, I was just being an on.
Because everybody knows you're
I
critic.
just wanted you
Right?
to see my belly button.
Yeah, because I dude.
And you saw it. And have you seen how you acted since then? Clearly, my belly button is a very big issue.
Your porn, what
I'm saying?
Your porn name is K.R.Y.T.I.C, bro.
You see, he has been making names. I mean, this is all for a belly button. Just one button.
So the thing is, I do that. I do silly stuff like that sometimes as well. But I know that I've got good content. I've got serious stuff going on.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do some silly stuff, then give us.
Don't
some
you
serious
think
stuff
she has
as well.
got like some
I do
serious
not-
stuff? Doesn't she have a whole show that she does seriously?
She almost started. She almost
As a radio
started like a show on Facebook. It was supposed to be like a Facebook live show. She did one episode, and yeah. That was it.
What if she's holding back the audience to see the value go up? What if you don't know? Listen, I just want to let you know I'm on her side.
You're being a fun boy.
There's
bro.
nothing
You're being a fun boy.
I love her.
You're being a fun boy.
There's nothing I can say to
You're being a
oppose
fun
Mutale
boy.
Mwanza. Yeah, I love her.
Damn.
I love what she's doing. I love how she gets people talking.
You sound like me talking about Rihanna.
You see? Yes. Actually, in my mind, that's a lie. Rihanna is still fire.
That would have been a whole.
Yeah,
that would have been a whole new conversation.
Mutale Mwanza,
That would have been a whole new conversation.
Have you
It
seen the
reminds me.
forehead on Rihanna?
It reminds me of this page. There's a page called Zambezi Juice, and they were like they
Yo,
asked.
man, I want to ask you, like, legit now, who runs that page?
I don't know. I have an idea of who does, but I've asked.
Who do you
him a
think
couple
runs
of
that
times.
page?
I feel like it's Sangatembo.
Okay. I just
But
wanted
Sangatembo said, "I'm not the one who runs the page."
Of
Yeah.
course, the person
So
who
if-
runs that page wouldn't say that the person
course.
who runs that
So
page.
they asked the question to say, "Do you think Yo Mops is the Zambian Michael Jackson?" I was like, "Get the fuck out of here, man! Like, calm the fuck down. Let's calm down, please."
Okay, so who do you think is the Zambian Michael Jackson?
There is no Zambian Michael Jackson. People.
Okay, so you're coming from that perspective. However, if there was one, who do you think it would be?
If there was a Zambian Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
hey, you would have to go way back.
Who do you think it is? Give a name. You put somebody there.
You'd have to go way back. I would even start now picking from earlier we were talking about Pongozi, when a non kind of the witch and whatnot, all those avant-garde artists.
So PK Chala.
Being a Piquet Chala, for example,
So that's your Zambian Michael Jackson.
not by Zambian Michael. That's
gotta pick somebody, bro.
That's a Zambian Stevie Wonder, bro. Zambian Stevie Wonder.
Oh, chill. But I really, you see, the thing for me is,
but
people
check-
don't like himself calling himself that, but they can't fill that spot. So I usually challenge people like, who would you put there?
Who would I put there? I'll put Pongozi.
Pongozi. For you, that's the Zambian Michael Jackson.
But then Pongozi would Pongozi's presence on stage and whatnot, his behavior and his music would match that of James Brown, for example. James Brown.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix as well. Yeah,
Pongozi is very Jimi Hendrix.
Exactly.
Very.
Right.
That's the
Zambian Michael Jackson. Yo Mops. I don't think so. Even when people say like, Yo Mops is the Zambian Chris Brown. Yo.
Who do you think is the most famous Zambian act of all time?
The most famous Zambian act of all time.
The Zambian act that has attracted the most audience.
In a space of time or like what?
Yeah, in their lifetime.
Or
whatever. Yeah, just the most.
What do you talk?
No, just of all time.
Of all time.
Yeah. Who do you think has attracted the most?
That's a tough one, man.
You gotta put somebody there, bro.
But again, it's making me go back, all right? Because now like the names that are coming up in my head, I'm thinking JK, right? And then going down. But coming up, that's difficult. That's difficult, man. That's difficult. Who do you think?
For me, it would be impact-wise. I'd put it on Exile.
Again.
Do you know why?
Uh-huh.
Because the most generations, in my opinion, have listened to Exile. Our parents love Exile. Their parents love Exile. We love Exile. Our kids love Exile, and their kids love Exile.
Exile has not been international though.
Man, look.
No way. No. Wait. That's where I was going. Because when I was even thinking about JK, I was thinking about like his influence.
Okay, then maybe
Zambian.
let me ask you that. Right. Without let's.
But Exile is a legend though.
Let's lock ourselves in.
Right.
Let's lock ourselves in.
Okay.
Forget everybody
Zambian
else.
borders, right? Zambian borders.
Yeah. Let's lock ourselves in.
Exile is there. Danny is there.
Exile versus Danny.
Exile versus Danny. Danny.
Ooh.
Danny.
You're an artist.
Danny. Relatable music, very impactful. He doesn't do hits, he does albums. Exile does hits. Danny does albums.
I don't know. I think we're gonna.
Danny is still an act, by the way. By the way, we're not even supposed to be calling him Exile. We're supposed to be calling him Israel right now.
Nah, not calling him Exile.
Right?
I don't know about all that.
No, Israel, like
I'm a Philistine.
Okay, Exile will have like one song, one feature, and whatnot, right? And right now, Danny's what he's doing, like live music and all that. Like he's an act, isn't it?
Yeah. So literally, if we could bring it to here, Danny is in Vegas.
Danny's if you had to
Right.
take the acts,
Danny's doing Vegas
in America, right? Danny's doing Vegas.
All right, but Exile
is doing
weddings.
You're done. Weddings, bro.
I don't know, but like I don't know.
I was gonna say he's doing studio work with like my youngins.
And I actually have heard him featured more in this time than
So Danny's doing Vegas.
Yeah. So
Right.
Danny's Celine Dion.
I was gonna say Celine Dion.
Yeah,
Right. There
and
you
then
go.
Exile is
So if you put him on a versus battle, right?
Beyonce.
Sorry. Dude,
I just want him to win. I just want him to
No,
win.
man. So Danny wins to me. He really does.
For real?
Yeah.
I think Exile takes it. I think his music has lasted the time. I don't think people.
Danny's music too.
I don't think people
Danny's
sit down in
music
their house
too.
when they're feeling bad and listen to Danny music. I think people sit down when they're missing their loved ones and listen
when
to
you
Exile.
listen to Danny's music, you're going to see that most of the stuff he used to sing about, right, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, or 20 years ago, is what we're experiencing now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you look at the song Yakumbuyo, for example. You know what I mean? You almost got in trouble for that song, but now it's like the norm.
Yeah, but if you look at that song in real time, it's a homophobic song.
Is it?
It is.
No, it's not homophobic.
It kind of is.
No.
It kind of is.
No.
It kind of
is.
is.
No, it wasn't homophobic. He wasn't talking about homosexuals. He was talking about like, yo, listen, you can have your homie here bowling, but you don't know what he does when he goes out the country. You know what I mean?
And what was what he does he was talking about?
There was another podcast where they were discussing this where, I don't know if you saw the clip, but a guy was saying, like, you don't know what happens to these women when they go to Dubai. You know, like a lot of stuff happens to them.
Shit go down.
Yeah, like shit goes down over there when they go to. But when they come back, they come bowling. They've got all these designer whatever, right? They've got cash.
But you see,
so Danny was talking about that too. He wasn't being homophobic or anything like that.
Yeah, but no, even that particular conversation of where did somebody get their money from, I feel like it's a typically third world country conversation.
Nah,
it comes from a place where the same place where like those guys are Satanists. It comes from that same place.
No.
You know what I mean? And for me, my homie, he never did none of that. He never had to shit on nobody.
You are totally misunderstanding the satire in the song. He was just saying like, yo, listen, like, okay, let's say your homie, right?
Yeah.
Your homie comes back with some cash. He comes back with some cash. He's got a car and whatnot.
Yeah,
he went to Dubai for a bit. Then you're like, yo, can you show me the ropes and all that stuff?
I never. Right? I know what I do. You know what I'm saying? I never.
Right? And then it goes, okay.
I respect my homie.
Like, come over here, bro. Come on, let me tell you something. Let me whisper in your ear.
But why was that? You see, that's why I think it's such a.
He was just making a joke about it, man.
That's my thing. That's why I think it's such a poor mentality, right? Because it comes from when somebody has something, there must be a reason.
No, he was saying, what if?
What if your homie was cleaning toilets?
No.
And he landed back and you had the shotguns and you was strewn. This one was a toilet cleaner, man. There's no way he made that money.
I feel like we're having the same Mutale Mwanza conversation right now. Just like, let me shit on Danny, right? You know what I mean?
Why are you hating? Why?
You know what I mean?
Right now,
So, I feel like his music is like that special. It's that special. And like I said before, and anybody can come through and say, okay, no, you're tripping about this. But Danny was an album guy. Like
he's definitely the Jay-Z to my
Exile exactly. So right. Danny
for me, that era was two people. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was Exile and Danny.
Yeah, and that's how they started out. Remember that song? I think they did a song together, like when they were just starting out. Danny had a bald head.
Remember? Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Remember the song, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
The video where they were like at a bar or something like that. And Danny had a bald head and Chenshano, and that's how they started out.
Shout out to those terrible videos.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to those terrible videos. That era had terrible videos.
Terrible videos, just like terrible videos now. It's just the quality that's good.
Yeah,
creativity
but
zero.
I mean, then they were terrible, and the quality was zero.
Yeah,
you know.
But today the quality is special, but the creativity is whack.
Creativity is on negative.
You know what I mean?
4 billion.
Just because you've got some what do you call these things? Drones flying around and shit like that doesn't mean your video is special. And I'm getting sick and tired of artists forcing people to like their style. No, this is good. You know, no, this song is a hit. This video is a good. No, it's not. You know, we have forgotten what used to be a hit back in the day. A hit is when like you're walking down the street, the Kantemba is playing the song, the radio is playing the song, the car is playing the song. That's how you know it's a hit. A hit is not I'm telling you it's a hit as an artist.
Well, personally, I don't know if this is even antagonistic, but I hate the phrase hit.
Right.
Because in that era when you're walking down the street and this was the biggest song in the moment, there are other songs that you'd go home and listen to. Mm-hmm. Right? So music is diverse. It's not all about... For me, I hate the idea. People come to me like, yo, man, we should make a hit. And I'm like, let's not. How about we don't? How about we try to make a good song? Mm-hmm. And if that song becomes a hit, then be it.
Then it's a hit, yeah.
Right? That's the loop that Zambian music is caught in. Everybody's trying to make a hit.
Yeah,
and that's why they make shit songs.
And that's why they're all depressed. You know, like you don't know how you don't know how much I worked on this music video and how much money I spent and how many locations and how many outfits.
I don't feel it.
That
it doesn't
matter, man.
It doesn't matter to me.
You know, it doesn't matter.
Important.
You know, did you invite me in the making?
I was
No,
not there.
I'm supposed to
I'm
be
the guy who
consumer.
presses play.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, you've never made a. And we actually talked about. Did we talk about? Did we talk about this? They talked about. Did we talk about this last time?
I'm leaving all that shit in there, by the way.
There's this thing that I always say. You know, when someone says, an artist especially, you can't tell me that my song is not a hit, but you can't tell me that my music video is not a hit because you have never made a song or you've never made a music video. I'm like, yo, it's like a chef telling me that I can't tell the chef that your food is whack because I'm not a chef, or like a baker telling me you can't tell me the bread is whack because I'm not a baker. You know?
I agree with all those people. The chef, the baker, and the
Oh,
presser.
please, come on.
I'm sorry, but
Come on. But you're the
critique,
consumer. You've been
listen.
consuming music for a long time.
yes,
you know what's good music and what's
critique,
not, right?
The subjectiveness of critique has become mediocre.
Right.
That's just the honest truth. Everybody thinks they know something about everything.
Well,
So, in this era, I live behind, if you don't know shit about this shit, you can talk about it.
but those are your consumers, though.
Good for them.
Right.
Great.
They can tell you that this song is whack.
Mwah. That's all
So-
good. I'm not
Right?
taking it.
Shouldn't they be the judge?
You can tell me anything. You can tell me
Right.
the sky is blue as well.
Right,
You can tell me the sky. You can tell me the trees are gray. You can tell me anything, right? But just don't want me to take it as gospel truth.
So how about this? An ideal world, right? Where leave us the fuck alone as the consumers of music, and why don't you share the music amongst you artists?
That's fine.
Is it
It would be fine.
really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
You know that you would have a gas showing your paintings to your mates. You know that you'd have a gas. They get it.
I personally don't like showing like my stuff to like fellow artists.
No, I mean to the people who get it.
Who get it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Who get it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. But I wouldn't be satisfied to just like showing my stuff to like fellow artists. Because,
I would.
Cause yeah.
I would.
You would?
Yeah. Hip hop is a purist art.
You're full of shit, man.
Too bad.
You're full of shit.
I don't know what else to say. Take me to jail.
That's fucked up, man.
I
You're full of
would,
shit.
man.
Fuck
How
off,
do you think
man.
I make these really good rap songs? I show them to my rapper friends, not you on the internet. You know what I'm saying? And my rapper friends tell me this is good. And guess what you on the internet say? This is good.
Let me just make this clear. You are calling your followers on the internet.
No, I'm talking about the people.
No, it's okay. That's
I'm being
locked in.
very clear.
That's locked in.
That's fine. It's cool. I can live in that. I can live in that. I'm not opposed to being the bad guy. It's fine. I'm fine with them.
Now you see.
Listen, I'm fine with you guys being the.
No,
on the
this
internet.
is us now being the typical Tivwange Mutale Mwanza stunt, right?
No, this is
So
who I am.
so the whole thing we just did here, right? The whole recording, we just get that part.
Yeah, and
We
then
just
put
like,
it out.
you internet be like. Then we just cut that out
And put
post
it
it
out.
there. Then we go. Critic calls
all the
all
people
internet people are. Then we just leave it there. That's lazy. That's lazy.
That
it
is
would
lazy.
it would cause a stir. Like everyone was just like, how
but
dare
it's
he?
entertainment.
Then they wouldn't even care about every other
Entertainment is
thing that we
lazy.
talked about.
Entertainment has got one point only: to entertain. It's lazy. It
But
doesn't do the other
no,
things.
To entertain people, you have to really work hard. You have to be smart. You don't have to be lazy about it, right? You can't.
think Mutale
You
Mwanza
can't.
is being lazy
you
about
can't.
entertaining?
You can't call. You can't call.
You see that booty? She ain't lazy.
If I strip naked, then I went to like.
As in, I mean, like she's got a great figure. I don't want that to be misconstrued. I can insult people on the internet.
She does.
I think she looks good.
Oh, I don't look at her like that.
I look at her like that, and she looks amazing.
I look at her like, my sister in Christ.
For real, I don't believe in Christ, and I look at her like that.
Alright.
And she looks amazing.
I would say if I stripped naked and I went to like to slide down the tar outside, right? People would be entertained. But did I actually think about that? Right? It was
now
just,
you did, and I'm worried.
Because if you do it, I've been trying to prove a point the entire.
I hear you, man. But like, okay, listen. Here's my thing. I am biased towards Mutale Mwanza.
Obviously.
I love what she's doing.
Obviously.
I think she's a necessary injection
You have a
into the system.
Okay. All right, cool.
I think she's amazing for Zambian entertainment culture.
Right.
I think this will push the entire thing forward.
So why did she get fired then?
Because she's the necessary ingredient. They always go through something like that.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, now get fired at some point, right?
You gotta be the renegade to make the,
But you never convince me about the whole thing. If it works out, then it works out. But I'll never be a part of that. It's the same thing that I say about the Diamond TV awards. I don't like them. Right? I don't like them.
Just because you haven't won.
No. I wouldn't like to win one.
Why not?
Because I don't consider them prestigious.
I want to win anything.
Sorry?
I want to win anything.
Really?
Yeah, they could be the Kantemba awards from around the corner.
You're selling yourself short.
I want to win, bro. I'm just about winning. I just want to win anything.
They'll get there, but not yet, though.
Yeah, but they gotta start from somewhere, man.
Start from where? From
here.
From nominating
Next year
clowns
they'll
on
be better,
social
bro.
media, bro.
But that's what's on social media.
Bro.
There are clowns on social. What do you think is on social? Do you think they are philosophers on social media? Is that what you think is going to be nominated?
That's not what I think.
Zambian philosopher of the year. It's Mumbayachi, by the way. You know what I mean? That is who it is. That's for me the most philosophical guy.
Right. Man, I should see you jump on that stage when you win the Diamond TV award. I'm gonna laugh at your ass.
I'm gonna be so happy.
Yeah?
I'm gonna be so happy. I'm gonna wear a Speedo. I promise. Diamond TV, listen. Give me the award simply for the fact that I'm going to wear a Speedo. And I promise I'll come in a pink Speedo.
Oh, they'll love that.
They will. It'll be great
love
for
that.
your rating.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is all
They'll love
entertainment.
that. Tell them you're gonna go naked. They'll nominate you.
No. I can't be naked and in the Speedo.
I think you can.
All right. If that's what it takes to be great, then that's what it is, man.
Yeah. So anyway, my God. Whew.
How'd you feel about episode 2?
Episode two. You ambushed me. Mm-hmm. You ambushed me. I think the first time we really went to a nice place. This time you decided to just be silly about this shit.
Hey, man.
And I don't like the fact, and I'm gonna say this I don't like the fact that we've talked about Mutale Mwanza for like a long time.
I love her.
Okay,
If
sir.
I was anywhere in her stratosphere, I would try.
You're
but
not?
I know
You're not?
I'm not. She's
You're not?
way cooler than me. Like,
Oh, Jesus,
I do not
please.
exist on her like, I'm nothing to her.
What?
Yeah, she is, bro. Like, no.
Yo, this is going to sound like some Mutale Mwanza advert.
That's the least it can ever be.
Anyway, I would say you ambushed me and all that stuff, but yeah, man, like it's been fun as always. It's been fun as always, and whatever it is that we've said here,
Please take it seriously. We mean all of this.
We mean all of this. Please come for us.
Come for him. I'm busy.
I can tell the critic here is trying to do Mutale Mwanza on the show.
How
Probably.
else do you think we're going to become a power couple?
You know what I mean?
You know the stakes is high. You talking about the stakes is high. Y'all know the stakes is high. When we dealing with them. Stakes is high. Man, the stakes is high. Yo, it's about love of cars, love of funds, loving to love mad sex, loving to love guns, love for opposite, love for fame and wealth, love for the fact of no longer loving yourself, kid. We living in them days of the man-made ways where every aspect.